What is up, book nerds? We're doing an I Predict the Philadelphia Eagles season. This is going to be a fun season. Will they have a late season collapse or will they win the Super Bowl? Let's find. First game, I have them beating the Cincinnati Bengals. This is when I feel that the Bengals pass blocking is going to be a huge weakness when they have to go against Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. So this is going to be a Eagles win. I have the Bengals keeping it close, but the Eagles win. Second game, the Eagles win 26-24 against the Browns. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be coming down to the last second. This may even go to overtime, but I don't have complete confidence since I do think the Browns have one of the strongest defenses in the league, but Deshaun Watson is a humongous question mark, so I'm going to give it to the Eagles right now. Next game, I have the Ravens winning this because the Ravens have a completely elite offense with a great defense, and the Eagles have to go against Lamar Jackson with Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and there's a decent chance they pick up a wide receiver in the draft, so they're going to have to go against them too. So I feel like the Ravens wide receiver room is going to bolster to even greater than it was last season, and the secondary in the Eagles just has not been that strong. That is why they kept it so close against the Bengals. I have them tearing apart the Washington Commanders. Whether the Commanders have Jaden Daniels or Drake May under center, they're going to have a tough time against that defense. Jalen Carter is probably going to rip them to shreds along with the rest of that defensive line. This is going to be a rough game for Commanders fans. Terry McLaurin may be able to put up good numbers, but other than that, I don't really see much good things happening in this game for the Commanders. Next game, the Eagles beating the Cowboys. Next game, the Eagles beating the Cowboys. I've already went in depth with this in my I Picked the Cowboys season video. So if you want to see my complete thoughts, check that out. Next game, the Eagles beat the Falcons. Currently, I feel like the Eagles are a stronger team than the Falcons. If the Falcons are able to prove me wrong, then I change this game. But the Falcons, I'm going to have to see it to believe it that they can actually be good. Because maybe part of me is like, I don't know how good their coach is going to be able to be, especially coming after a nightmare run of Arthur Smith. So let's see if they can prove me wrong. But right now, I have the Eagles winning. Next game, have them beating my Giants. Hopefully, this will add to our campaign of getting an actual quarterback next season. Because we are not going to be able to go against that Eagles team. And this game is probably not going to be close at any point. No matter how close the score seems, this is going to not be a close game. This is not going to be a fun season for Giants fans. And Saquon's next game. The Jaguars pull off a surprise victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like this is, again, when that secondary does seem to crumble because they have to go against Christian Kirk and the newly acquired Gabe Davis. And the Jags defense is still pretty good. I feel like it is one of the more underrated ones. It's all right. I mean, they still got Josh Allen in there. They're gonna have an all right D line. So yeah, the Jaguars winning. Next game, I already went in depth on this in the Packers video, and this is the Brazil game. But this is next game. I already went in depth on this in the Packers video, and this is the Brazil game. But this is basically going to be a wide opening game for all Eagles fans, where it's like, are we going to be good this season? Because this is going to be week one, and the Packers are going to kind of like obliterate you. And this is going to the ghetto Gronk memes are going to be great after this. Going to be calling you frauds, but if you see, they're like 6-3 in this scenario, so you're going to be okay. But this is not going to be a fun week one. But what will be fun is when you face the Panthers, because I have you blowing them out 51-13. But what will be fun is when you face the Panthers, because I have you blowing them out 51-13. Carolina Panthers have nothing going for them. They don't even have the draft. They suck this season. They don't have a first round pick. I mean, they'll have one next year. I mean, they're probably going to get the first overall pick again because they don't got much going for them. The Eagles are just going to destroy them. Next game, surprise victory for the Rams. Surprise victory for the Rams. 32-28. The Rams still got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, arguably the best duo in the league, and that secondary is still very much of a question mark for the Eagles. So the Rams take the win. Next, I have them winning against the Saints 21-10. This is not going to be a fun day for Derek Carr. He's going to throw some ugly picks. I mean, even if that secondary is weak, Derek Carr is still going to throw some picks. I mean, Jalen Carter is going to make his life living heck. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun day for New Orleans, but they're still going to at least throw up a touchdown. Next game, the Steelers defense will be able to defend against the tush push, which that's going to be a fun moment and a highlight of the season will be Next game, the Steelers defense will be able to defend against the tush push, which that's going to be a fun moment and a highlight of the season will be the defense against the tush push. And this is going to be a close game. How I see it is in the last quarter, the Eagles are about to score the winning touchdown, but the Steelers defend against the tush push, forcing them to run it with Saquon on fourth and goal. He fumbles, and they're able to take it to field goal range, and they score the winning field goal. So Steelers win. Next game, I have the Eagles choking it to the Bucs like they did in the wild card. It's not going to be as bad, but the Bucs still win. Next game, I have the Eagles choking it to the Bucs like they did in the wild card. It's not going to be as bad, but the Bucs still win. Mike Evans is going to have a big. Next game, the Eagles go against the Commanders. I can say almost the exact same thing. The quarterback is going to have a rough day against Jalen Carter. Yeah, that defense is going to tear them apart. Their offense is still going to be firing on all cylinders. This is going to be like a bounce back game, and like this is definitely going to be a rough game for Commanders fans. Next game, this is when the Cowboys finally take their part in the series and they win the game. Next game, this is when the Cowboys finally take their part in the series and they win the game. That defense is going to be able to contain Philadelphia's offense, and Philadelphia's defense is going to struggle to go against Dak and his receivers. And I mean, their run game is not Dallas's run game is not going to be that great, but I feel like their wide receivers and Dak is still enough. I mean, they're still frauds, but they're not horrible, so the Cowboys take it. Final game. The Eagles take it against the Giants, 26-3. This is definitely going to be one of the games against Daniel Jones benched and fired. Other than that, the Giants struggle. It's not a fun game. Even though I like the Eagles, I still want my Giants to win, but it's not going to be close. So that's the Eagles season. They go 10-7, and I have them losing the divisional round. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and check out all the other videos in the series. See you in the next one. Peace.